Konnichiwa everyone! Today's gonna be a little bit different because I'm having my first ever guest on the channel. She's my amazing friend and also family here in Japan. Everyone meet Tabby!
Hi!
Isn't she pretty? Okay, so today I'll be interviewing her about her life and experience here in Japan while also showcasing her favorite place in Tokyo. It's the most hipster? Do people still say hipster? I don't know. The trendiest town in Tokyo, Shimokitazawa. My name is Hana.
And my name is Tabby.
And this is Whatchuhanado, awesome people in awesome places in Japan. Woo!
What you Hana do? What you Hana do when they come for you?
So Tabby, we always meet up here. Like, what's so special about Shimokitazawa anyway?
I mean, it's got everything. You've got a lot of thrift stores, which I'm a sucker for, cheap clothing. You've got a lot of curry restaurants, great cafes with nice sweets, and yeah, nice Uniqlo.
Nice Uniqlo.
I would have to say the thrift stores. The thrift stores is really what it's at. There's so many really good clothes for a good bargain, so you're not breaking the bank and you can still have a nice full closet.
What makes thrift shopping here in Shimokitazawa different from anywhere else?
Well, there's a lot of fake thrift stores, I think. It's become a trend in Japan. So they claim that they're thrift stores, but they still price their things at like 3,000 yen, 4,000 yen. And for me, a thrift store is 2,000 yen and under. I won't spend more than that.
Are there like specific places here in Shimokitazawa that you like going to, or is it more of like the vibe that you keep coming back for?
I think it's a vibe, yeah. I mean, a lot of younger, more fashionable people do come to Shimokitazawa, so you're just surrounded by people that also love clothing. And you're not as shy when you want to dress up into something a little bit more crazy.
If you could describe Shimokitazawa in 3 words, what words would they be?
Fashionable, exciting, and cozy.
Ooh, exciting and cozy.
Yeah. I mean, you've got 2 sides to Shimokitazawa. So there's the street with a lot of izakayas, restaurants, late night bars, but then you've also got the side of shisha cafes and thrift stores, so you kind of get your pick at whatever you want, whatever you feel like that day.
So you feel like you get a good variety of options and things here in Shimokitazawa?
Yeah, definitely.
Ah. So right now we're going to a curry restaurant. So there are a lot of restaurants in Shimokitazawa and we're craving for curry. I'm craving for curry and she loves curry. So we're gonna head on to a curry shop that we just found that has, I think they have really beautiful curry. So we're gonna go check that out. Introduce yourself. What do you like to do? What are your hobbies?
Yeah, my name is Tabby again. I spend most of my time with my chinchilla Nico, and I spend the rest of my time reading novels, watching Netflix, typical COVID stuff, and I go on some walks with my husband as well.
When did you move to Japan?
I moved to Japan about 5 years ago.
5 years ago?
Yeah, December of 2017. Yeah, it's been a while. Time goes by really quickly.
Why did you move here?
I mean, it's always been my dream. Rather than a career, my dream has always been to come to Japan and live here. My mom is from Hawaii. She had a really heavy Japanese upbringing, so that kind of rolled onto me and my siblings.
When was like the moment that you realized, I'm gonna leave Seattle and do my best to move to Japan?
I think it's actually been since middle school. Even in middle school when we had to prepare for university and kind of map out our future, I always researched Japanese universities. I didn't end up going to a Japanese university. I ended up just going to a Japanese language school. It was just as fun.
When you finally got to move to Japan, was it what you dreamed of?
Yes and no. I mean, since I was dreaming of Japan since I was in middle school, I had a lot of immature images of Japan, that it would just be sunflowers and roses everywhere. When I did move to Japan, it was my first time living by myself.
Yeah.
And I remember not understanding how to pay my water bill and my electricity bill. So after about 2 months, my electricity got turned off and my hot water got turned off, my gas. So that was a huge reality check for me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh really?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How young were you when you moved here?
I was 22. Almost turning 23. Yeah, I was a baby. And I'm the youngest of 5 siblings, so I was spoiled.
Oh, it's so pretty. Awesome. Tabby ordered the lamb curry with 0 spiciness since you can choose how spicy you want your curry. And I ordered the spicy chicken curry with cheese. We both also got a thick lassi drink for an extra 220 yen as a drink set. Is it good?
It's amazing. The broccoli's good.
Wow, this is really good.
I really like the balance. There's, a lot of meat on your plate. There's some nuts, vegetables, rice. So, trying to get everything.
Yeah. This curry is amazing. It's very aromatic, very earthy because of the nuts and the dried herbs. Very, very delicious. Just overall delicious. The vegetables also taste really fresh. 10 out of 10. So we're gonna continue interview while you eat this lovely curry of yours. I've never asked you this before, and I'm actually quite curious. Can you give me at least two things you love about Japan?
Speaking from an American's perspective, I definitely have to say food.
Food?
Yeah, the food is just so much healthier here in Japan. It's not as processed and there's not as much sugar in everything. And you're not breaking the bank buying vegetables and healthy foods.
Yeah, I heard McDonald's is a lot cheaper than getting a salad. Is that true?
Yeah. I mean, it does depend on where you live, but in most cities, it is more expensive to buy vegetables and stuff like that for a meal rather than buying McDonald's.
Do you have a second thing that you love about Japan?
Yeah, this a lot of people might disagree with me on, but I love the structure and the consideration that Japanese people have for others.
Structure, like the discipline of the people?
Yeah,
here in
I guess when I
Japan,
say structure, I mean more like rules and discipline. If there's a rule, they're very serious about following the rules, which has its pros and cons, and not every Japanese person is like that, but most are.
Consideration, you being like mindfulness of others, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the food, the discipline, and the mindfulness of others or consideration that you love most about Japan.
Yeah.
What about the things that you don't like? Don't like about Japan? Are there any?
Yeah, they hold on to tradition and old systems with a firm grasp, and they don't let go of it very easily. I used to work at a Japanese company, and it's just some of the ways that they did things is how they had done it since they started their business 20-something years ago. And it just wasn't efficient anymore. You could get things done a lot quicker doing it a different way. When I tried to do it a different way, I ended up getting reprimanded. And then you just see in daily life, at the city hall, when you're making a bank account and stuff like that, they always use paper. And it's such a waste to use paper for everything in this day and age when you can just do it all electronically.
There you go. Tokyo is not as technically advanced as you guys might
No, they
think. We
aren't.
still use fax machines here.
The second one I would say is not something I've experienced myself personally, but there are some moments where, even in Tokyo, mostly older Japanese people I've seen can be kind of racist towards non-Japanese men or people of color. I've heard that they get stopped more often by police officers, and they get questioned as well. As a white American small girl, like I've never been stopped by the police. And I think that makes it worse. You do see that kind of racism and discrimination here, which is unfortunate.
Unfortunately, I've never gotten that kind of racism as well. I think it's because I'm average height, with darker hair, so I don't really stick out so much. Aside from the very first year that I moved here, Japan, and when I was renting out an apartment for myself, when they asked the landlord if I could rent it, she asked like, oh, is she a foreigner? And they said yes. And when I said I was Filipino, she immediately said no Filipinos. But I've never gotten stopped or anything, anything of that sort. There you have it. That's a lot of Tabby's experience in Japan. But you would say the pros definitely outweigh the cons of living here in Japan, right? Yeah.
Definitely. Japan's not an easy place for a lot of non-Japanese people to live in. I do recognize that, but it's always felt like home to me. I just fit in so well here, so.
For me too.
Mikazuki Curry allowed us to shoot inside, and we were so grateful as they were excited about it, and they also wanted to let you guys know that they will be opening a ramen shop. So when you guys do decide to go to Shimokitazawa and are craving for some ramen, go and check them out. Tabby and I will too. After having some super delicious curry, we decided to enjoy Tabby's favorite thing to do in Shimokitazawa, thrift shopping. So we went to the famous New York Joe Exchange thrift shop to check out some of their stuff.
The thing that I was most excited for was plain dress up.
Plain dress.
Yes. So, I want to find an outfit for you.
An outfit for me.
Yes, the Shimokitazawa place outfit. Let's see what I can do in here. Seems like a good place.
She's really so excited. She's going gung-ho over all these clothes. And I'm getting really scared because people like me, I'm considered overweight or obese in Japan. So it's not very easy for me to find clothes in here. So let's see what Tabby's got for me today. Oh my gosh.
You should make your eyes pop. And everything else.
What color are my eyes? Do you know?
Orange, green, red.
I'm scared. I feel like you're gonna put me in something ridiculous.
I'm gonna put you in something
Just for kicks.
absolutely ridiculous. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
How would you describe Shimokitazawa fashion?
Shimokitazawa fashion has a bit of a vintage side to it, but also really busy patterns. Like shirt I'm wearing, I got it in Shimokitazawa. Yeah, just lots of really busy patterns.
Anything that I would be afraid to wear is here in Shimokitazawa.
Yeah. Well, I won't make you suffer too bad. It's okay. I'm looking for like a high-waisted skirt.
High-waisted skirt.
Yeah.
That looks like table runner.
It looks like gorgeous table runner. You do have kind of short legs.
I'm overall short, Tabby. It's not just my legs that are short.
Just trying to be nice. So, I don't want anything that's gonna poof out. I'm looking for maybe like a very slim, tight look.
Oh.
Slim. This is horrendous.
This is this is not high-waist skirt, Tabby. That's more Jane Fonda. Do you know who Jane Fonda is?
No, before my time. Sorry. So we looked around the store and I finally found a crazy outfit for her to try on. She's in the fitting room now, so let's see how it goes. Alright, let's see how it went. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Purple is your color, surprisingly. I did a really good choice. We have a little pop of purple in the pants that matches the shirt, so I give myself a 9.5 out of 10.
So since Tabby chose an outfit for me, I also chose a couple of outfits for her. We're gonna see her in a bit. Hey!
I really love the cut here.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad.
It's really nice. And the pattern is really pretty too. Very summer actually. Thank you.
Really good.
Thank you. You look great. 11 out of 10. So Tabby and I just finished thrift shopping. We got our stuff. So Tabby got, which ones did you get?
I got a white dress and then I got the round flowers.
The brown leafy one that I chose for you?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, win! At first I didn't buy the outfit that Tabby picked for me, but I did get that really cute white bucket hat. What are we gonna do now?
Since summers can get crazy hot and humid in Japan, Tabby and I decided to go to Shimokita Engebu, a garden turned rental space with a couple of lovely coffee and sweet shops to get some shaved ice to beat the heat.
Okay, so we have our beautiful kakigori here. It's the perfect dessert for a Japanese summer. Do you like summer here in Japan?
I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
I hate it. But yeah, here's our perfect strawberry kakigori or shaved ice, and we're so excited to eat it. Itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu.
Okay, dig in.
I thought you were gonna dig in with your hands for a second.
Over my face.
Ah.
How is it?
That's so good.
Oh, this is it. It's not your typical artificially flavored strawberry. It tastes like strawberry
really
jam
good.
that was incorporated
I was
into
gonna
the
say
sauce.
that a lot of the syrups that they put on these kakigoris are very watery, so they kind of go through the ice to the bottom, and you don't get much flavor on the top.
Yeah.
But this is great.
I can see a lot of the chunks as well. And the ice is not, you know, those things that are just crushed. It's more like
Yeah.
real shaved ice. So
Well, you can also see the seeds of the strawberry.
I
So
know.
I feel like they use real strawberry.
this is great. This is a good choice.
I did do a good choice.
And it's absolutely... I did a good choice. Made a good choice.
I did a good choice. This is what happens when you live in Japan for 5 years.
I is English teacher. Tabby, what do you do here in Japan?
I teach English.
Do you like being an English teacher here in Japan?
That's a good question. I actually was going to avoid being an English teacher at all costs because I didn't want to enter that like English speaking bubble that some
That's right,
non-Japanese people tend to enter, and that really takes away from your experience of learning Japanese and
Yeah,
the
for
culture
sure.
and stuff like that. But because of COVID, I lost my last job and I needed a quick job. And I actually love it. I love the company that I'm with right now.
Since we were talking about that, we were both English teachers, but that's not how we met. How did we meet, Tabby?
We met at the best place on earth, Blue Jam Cafe.
Blue Jam Cafe. Actually, it's one of the, well, it used to be. It's closed now, but it used to be one of the best restaurants in Japan where you can get gluten-free and vegan options.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, both of the branches have closed. So yeah, we met at Blue Jam Cafe. I was the general manager of that cafe, and Tabby was one of our best servers at Blue Jam. Well, that's true though. Don't act like it's not true. You were one of our best.
I'm hard
Like-
on myself.
She was great fun to work with. Not at first, but eventually. Was I a good manager?
I remember the first time we met, actually. I'd heard a lot of rumors from the other staff that have been there for years, and they weren't saying really nice things about you because you're a new general manager.
Yeah.
But yeah, I knew when I met you, you were just such a sunshine, and you said my eyebrows looked nice, so it was.
Do you remember the first time we met?
I do. You were sitting at the corner table, and I made some like joke about my eyebrows, and you're like, your eyebrows look great. Everybody says my eyebrows looked like caterpillars at the time, and so I loved it.
I also specifically remember the first time that we met, and I remember you were talking to, I think, one of our other staff, and
Okay.
you were talking to them about how much you didn't like your nose.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you talking about? Do you see her? Do you see how gorgeous this person is? So I just showered
Yeah.
her with compliments because, like,
You're a kind
girl,
person.
I was just, speaking truth. I'm surprised you remember that.
I do.
She's awesome, guys. And this kakigori is
This is-
awesome.
This disappeared so quick.
We were like, let's share it because we don't know how much more we can eat.
Exactly.
And now I'm thinking of buying another one because this is so refreshing. Hey, do you remember how we became good friends? We lived in
Yeah,
Blue
we
Jam,
both lived
yeah.
in Blue Jam. We're such similar people that I think it would have been harder not to be friends than how we became friends.
I remember I have this video of you.
Oh,
I don't know.
I know exactly which one you're talking about, and I look like a pterodactyl. I look horrendous.
And you were like... So I met you about 4 years ago,
Yeah.
and we're still friends.
Yeah, you made it far. Thank you.
Thank you. This is good. Let's get another one.
That's good.
We're gonna get another one.
Round 2.
We have our second round here because one wasn't enough. So we have here our matcha or green tea kakigori.
That is cold.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's good. It's not the typical super duper sweet matcha kakigori. This one's just right. So to wrap this all up, I think some of our viewers would love to move to Japan. Do you have any advice for people wanting to move here or maybe study here in the future?
I definitely would recommend people to research the culture first. You just want to be as respectful as you can while you're here. As for how much Japanese I recommend you to know, my unpopular opinion would also be to have a beginner's level knowledge of a language. That means knowing how to say thank you, I'm sorry, please.
Oh, for sure.
Where is the bathroom? Or that's important. Or like, can you please help me? Of course, I mean, Tokyo is very English friendly. There's a lot of English signs. So you don't have to worry about that, but that doesn't mean that you can just spit English out at them. So.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's an unpopular opinion. I would actually also recommend knowing just few phrases. A little goes a long way here in Japan. If you know even just a little bit, definitely a lot easier to live here in Japan if you know a bit of the language. Basically, you enjoy life here in Japan?
I love it. I mean, Japan really just clicked for me and I really felt at home here when I got here. That doesn't mean I haven't had difficulties, of course, kind of fitting into the culture. But now it's at the point where when I go home, I have reverse culture shock. Never gotten homesick coming to Japan, but I always get homesick when I go back to America to visit.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming over.
Yeah.
I hope this video wasn't too chaotic for you guys. It's my first time having a guest on this channel, so please bear with me as I learn how to interview a couple of people, but this will be a series of interviewing just awesome people in their favorite places in Tokyo. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for being
Thanks
part of the
for
first
having
one.
me.
And if you have any questions for Tabby, or if you have any questions for me, just leave them down in the comments below, especially if you have any questions about life in Japan. And as always, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, click like down below. And if you want to see more content about Japan, you know what to do. So until next time, Janet, and see you in the next video. Woo! There's nowhere to go. Okay, we're just gonna continue to eat then.
Yeah.